News, my lovely, wonderful people. Serious trouble for Senate President Akpabio. As over the Natasha's allegation against him, Afenifere has called on the Attorney General, security agencies, and the Senate itself to investigate Natasha's allegations, saying this cannot be swept under the carpet. Yes, she may be back to the Senate, but that's not all. There is something more to it. This matter must be thoroughly investigated so that all that needs to be known, what the truth is, must be well known to everybody. If she has accused him, there must be a reason. Why did she accuse him? She couldn't have woken up from one side of the bed and just start accusing him. And if there is any, dust of truth in it, it must be revealed. Is the Senate president of questionable character? Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Over Natasha and Godwin Akpabio, Afenifere wants Attorney General, security agencies, even the Senate to investigate Natasha's allegations against the Senate president. Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural Organization Afenifere has called on the Attorney General of the Federation and all security agencies in the country to investigate the validity of the allegations levied against the Senate President Godwin Akpabio by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The group made the call on Friday in a statement signed by its National Organizing Secretary, Otumba Kolawole Omolola, and made available to journalists in Akure, Ondo State, the capital. Afenifere noted that the reinstatement of Natasha after 6 months suspension was a welcome development, but raises a high brow at growing over the allegations levied against the Senate president. Yes, there was an allegation. However, the allegations has not been sorted out. If there is an allegation against anybody, the person should have been suspended while investigations go on. However, the Senate president was never suspended to carry out a thorough investigation. The foremost region and organization insists that despite reinstatement of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the allegations she levied must be investigated thoroughly to ensure and establish what sort of a Senate president we have. Afenifere said the allegations are grievous and one that can destroy the image of not just Godwin, but also the nation in a vast way, particularly when Natasha, to her matter, had brought in the international media organization. The world is waiting for the response. Also, Afenifere demanded investigation into how Natasha got the approval to attend internal preliminary union in New York when she was on suspension. The statement reads in part, "We at Afenifere receive the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and we welcome the resolve of the 6-month suspension on Natasha it placed on her over the proven breach of rule of law with mixed feelings. For us, restoring her does not mean that we shall put things aside without carefully examining what caused this in the first place. The claim she laid has not been thoroughly investigated. This must be subject to judiciary investigation for all to know. We welcome the decision which deters the Senate and its leadership apprehension to uphold the rule of law, which remain the boasting of our democracy. We thus recommend the Senate President, His Excellency Senator Godwin Akpabio, and the Senate leadership for taking decisions that further reinforce the country rule of law. Also, we are deeply concerned about Natasha allegations against the Senate President, Godwin Akpabio. It is an issue of national interest that should not be reduced to the politics of diversions and without paying attention. For over 6 months, we are the fate of evidence from her grave allegations that have been revealed. We are equally concerned about her conduct at home and the global stage, which has grave implication for the image of our fatherland. For these reasons, the security agencies of Nigeria Police Department, the State Services DSS, National Intelligence Agency NIA, have the courage to look deeply into the claim Natasha made both locally and internationally, unearthing the truth. First, is her sexual harassment claim true? We understand this matter is already being considered by the court. It is therefore law that the allegations be made to understand who was right and who was wrong. We thus urge the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation to prosecute this case with due diligence and purely on the interest of justice. Secondly, we note that Natasha has previously been proven to have made false sexual harassment allegations against former presidential spokesman Bruno Omokri, for which Omokri was paid damage as an out of court settlement. Does this not suggest that without proof, allegations against Akpabio are suspicious? Thirdly, because Bruno Omokri fought his own and got settlement out of court, why is the Senate President not fighting this to clear his name? Is there more to it? Thirdly, we note her attack on Senate President, calling him a dictator, as Nigerians to take note of that and ask themselves what is more authentic, the behavior can there be of a woman who makes such weighty allegations of sexual harassment as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has made against the Senate President? No other woman has done that, yet refused to produce evidence, even the slightest evidence. For the last 6 months, she has been on suspension. After the allegations yet expires, the Nigerian public, judiciary, and the Senate had bent to her will. We must understand what the truth is. Fourthly, Natasha justly and unjustly has taken her claim to global media organization BBC, CNN, Sky News, even Deutsche Welle at the height of the travail. Each of these platforms has portrayed Nigeria and the Senate negatively before the world. Is this not necessary to be cleared? Restoring Natasha without unearthing the honesty of this claim will simply confirm all allegations she made against the Nigerian Senate President on the global stand as true. Leave us a comment. Let's hear your thoughts. God bless. Have a good day. Bye for now.